How can something as small as a bitter seed do what medications couldn't? That's what Robert, 6'7", asked himself. He had been living with bloating, interrupted sleep, and a heavy, sluggish feeling that clung to him, no matter what he ate or avoided. Then one night, his daughter handed him a cup of warm water, just 5 tiny fenugreek seeds floating at the bottom. "Drink this before bed," she said. He laughed. "What's this gonna do? Flavor my dreams?" But by the third night,
This will help you relax.
something surprising
Just drink it
happened.
slowly.
He woke up not just rested, but lighter.
I know.
Not just in
This will make
body,
a difference.
but in mood. His usual 3 a.m. bathroom wake-up didn't happen. His belly felt flatter. And for the first time in years, he made it to breakfast without the usual fog and fatigue.
We can figure
What was
out
in
the
those
rest
seeds?
together, one
Today,
step at a time.
you'll discover why this ancient remedy is quietly becoming a nightly ritual for people over 50. How it flushes hidden toxins, how it soothes the gut lining, and how it restores your sleep rhythm without fighting your body. Have you ever tried a remedy that actually worked? One that surprised you? Try this and see, because what leaves your body by day 3 might change how you feel about aging itself. Let's begin. Problem number 7 is the one almost everyone overlooks, especially men. That constant feeling of heaviness in the belly, even if you didn't eat much. The stubborn bloating that makes your waistband tighter by evening. You might think it's just gas, but for many people over 50, it's something more troubling, something quietly building up for years. It's called intestinal sludge. Sounds unpleasant, right? It is. And it's more common than most people realize. Over time, processed foods, poor hydration, and weakened digestion create a sticky, slow-moving layer of waste inside the small intestines. It doesn't fully exit the body, it just sits there, fermenting, feeding bad bacteria, and weighing you down from the inside. Linda, 61, described it perfectly. She wasn't overweight, but her lower belly looked swollen, like I was holding something I couldn't release. She tried fiber, green juice, even fasting. Nothing really helped. But then she started a bedtime routine. Warm water soaked fenugreek seeds 15 minutes before lying down. By morning 3, something shifted. Her words? It felt like a valve opened, like my gut finally exhaled. That's because fenugreek is mucilaginous. It forms a gentle gel when soaked. That gel acts like a sweep for the intestines, loosening old residue while soothing inflamed gut lining. It doesn't force the body, it invites it to let go. Within a week, Linda's digestion felt smoother. She stopped waking up with a coated tongue. Her mood stabilized. Her pants fit better. If you often feel a kind of inner fullness that no diet seems to fix, it could be this. Try the warm fenugreek soak tonight and just observe. But here's the twist. If gut sludge makes you heavy, the next problem might make you stiff, and few people link the two. Problem number 6 hides deeper than most realize. In your joints, you wake up stiff. Knees don't bend the way they used to. Shoulders ache for no reason. You tell yourself it's age, but sometimes stiffness isn't just aging, it's trapped inflammation. When waste builds up in the gut, it doesn't always stay there. It seeps into the bloodstream. The body reacts by storing extra fluid in tissues, creating small pockets of swelling. The result? Joints that feel tight, heavy, or sore. This silent inflammation is what many doctors now call low-grade systemic inflammation. It's the slow burn behind arthritis, fatigue, even poor mood. George, 70, knew this feeling well. Every morning, his fingers were so stiff he couldn't hold his coffee mug. It's like my hands belong to someone else, he said. But after 7 nights of drinking warm fenugreek tea before bed, something remarkable happened. I could open and close my hands again. No cracking, no tightness. Fenugreek helps by stimulating lymphatic drainage, the body's natural detox highway. Think of it like unclogging a narrow stream. When that flow improves, swelling goes down and mobility returns. The joints feel freer, less burdened. And the best part, it's gentle. No side effects, just circulation waking up again. After a week, George didn't just move better, he slept better too. Because when inflammation eases, the nervous system calms down. If your body feels heavy every morning, if your fingers resist your first cup of coffee, this might be your sign. A small seed, warm water, and 7 nights of patience. Well, that's all it takes. And if your joints can feel the difference, just wait until we reach the liver, the organ that decides how clean your blood really is. Now we reach the organ that works hardest, but complains the least, the liver. It filters everything. Food, medications, even your emotions, some traditions say. But after 50, it starts to slow down, not because it's broken, but because it's burdened. The signs are subtle. You wake up between 1 and 3 a.m. Eyes look dull. Skin loses its glow. You feel tired even after rest. And digestion becomes unpredictable. Marie, 65, didn't know her liver was struggling. She just knew her energy crashed every afternoon and her skin looked dusty, as she put it. Her doctor said everything looked fine, but she knew something wasn't right. Then she tried a gentle liver ritual. A pinch of fenugreek soaked in warm water every night for 10 days. By day 5, her sleep deepened. She didn't wake up hot and restless. Her eyes looked clearer. And something strange happened. She stopped craving sugar in the afternoon. What changed? Fenugreek stimulates the production of enzymes in the liver that help break down fats and flush out toxins. It doesn't overwhelm. It reminds the liver how to work again. Over time, this shift affects everything: mood, skin, digestion, even hormones. Marie called it the quietest healing I've ever felt. If your labs are normal, but your energy feels off, if your face looks older than your spirit feels, it might be time to give your liver a little grace. Start tonight. Warm water, 5 seeds, no pressure, just allow. Because when the liver resets, the whole body starts to hum again. And once your blood flows cleaner, what happens next may surprise you, especially around your belly. Some fat doesn't budge, no matter what diet you try, especially the kind that sits behind the belly button. Deep, pressurized, resistant. It's not always about calories. For many people over 50, that fat is inflammatory. It holds on to toxins, it protects vital organs, but in doing so, it creates a slow-burning fire from the inside. Paul, 72, knew that frustration. He wasn't eating more. He even walked every morning, but his lower belly kept growing. His doctor told him it was just aging. Still, Paul decided to try something different. He began soaking 5 fenugreek seeds in warm water each night. He drank it slowly, 20 minutes before bed. No other changes. No workouts, no fasting. And within 2 weeks, something shifted. He noticed his waistband felt looser in the morning. He woke up without sugar cravings. His digestion felt less heavy. And most surprising of all, his mood improved. What happened? Fenugreek contains compounds that stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and signal fat metabolism, especially around the organs. It's not a fat burner in the harsh sense. It's a rebalancer. That stubborn fat around the belly, now it's like a warning light. It's not just storage. It's a sign that the system is inflamed, holding on. Fenugreek calms that alarm. Paul said it best. My body didn't feel like it was fighting me anymore. If you feel like you've done everything right and the fat still clings, maybe it's time to stop pushing and start listening. Try the seed. Let the body decide. Because after the belly softens, the next place you'll feel it is in your mind. It starts with little things. You open the fridge, and forget what you were looking for. You pause mid-sentence, reaching for a word that just won't come. You walk into a room and stand there blankly. People call it normal aging, but you know something feels off. For many people over 50, this isn't just memory. It's chemistry, and it begins in the gut. When digestion slows, the brain doesn't get the fuel it needs. Inflammation rises, circulation slows, and tiny blood vessels in the brain, especially the memory centers, begin to shrink. That's when the fog rolls in. Dorothy, 68, used to be sharp. Crossword puzzles, long conversations, numbers in her head, but over time, she said it felt like walking through soup. Her words came slower. Her focus slipped. She felt embarrassed. She didn't want pills, just clarity. Her granddaughter suggested something gentle. Warm fenugreek tea before bed. No caffeine, just soaked seeds. A quiet ritual. By night 7, Dorothy felt different. She could read again without rereading the same line 3 times. She remembered names faster. Her balance even improved. How? Fenugreek improves blood flow. It supports acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that helps memory and attention. And it reduces the brain's inflammatory noise. It's not a stimulant, it's a cleanser. Dorothy described it like lifting fog off a windshield. If you've been feeling forgetful, cloudy, or slow, try the tea. Let your brain breathe. Because once your thoughts return, the next gift might be even quieter. Balance in your blood. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. You're yawning. Your brain feels foggy. And suddenly, you crave something sweet. That's not random, it's blood sugar, crashing. For people over 50, blood sugar swings become more dramatic. The pancreas works harder. Insulin doesn't respond as fast. And during the night, those fluctuations can wake you up. Hot, anxious, heart racing, without even knowing why. Mike, 66, didn't think he had a sugar problem, but every night around 3 a.m. he woke up sweating, restless, tired, but wired. Then at breakfast, he craved toast, juice, anything with sugar. He thought it was just poor sleep, but it wasn't. After watching a friend's video, he started drinking warm water with soaked fenugreek seeds every night, 30 minutes before bed. By the 4th night, something changed. He still woke up, but calmer, cooler, no racing thoughts. And by day 7, he made it to breakfast without craving sugar. What happened? Fenugreek slows the digestion of carbs, it helps regulate insulin, and it supports the liver in storing glycogen, the body's natural energy reserve. So instead of crashing at 2 a.m., the body coasts smoothly. Mike described it like the difference between hitting a wall and rolling to a gentle stop. If you find yourself craving sweets late at night or waking up drenched in sweat, try this, not as a cure, but as a pattern shift. Because when your blood moves steady through the night, the body finally rests. And when rest returns, the deep kind, something else begins to heal. Your sleep rhythm. You go to bed at 10, wake up at 6. That's 8 hours, right? So why do you feel like you never slept? That's not sleep. That's laying down. As we age, sleep changes. We spend less time in deep sleep,
There we are.
the phase where the body
It's
repairs, restores, and resets. Instead, we float. Light sleep, frequent waking, restless legs, racing thoughts. Brenda, 71, used to joke that her bed was just horizontal thinking. She closed her eyes but never felt rested. Her dreams faded. Her body ached more in the morning than the night before. She had tried melatonin, lavender spray, white noise. Nothing truly worked. Then she added something ancient. 5 fenugreek seeds, soaked in warm water, drank slowly before bed. By night 5, she said, my body exhaled.
It's completely gone.
Like I wasn't holding tension anymore. What changed? Fenugreek isn't a sedative. It doesn't knock you out. It works upstream. By calming digestion, balancing blood sugar, and reducing inflammation, it removes the internal noise that keeps the body alert. The result? You drift, not drop, into deeper rest. Brenda described it like being held in sleep, and when she woke up, her body didn't ache. Her eyes weren't puffy. Her thoughts came easier. If you're getting the hours but not the healing, maybe it's not how long you sleep, but how deep. Start small. 1 seed, 1 sip, 1 breath. Because when real sleep returns, something else quietly leaves, the residue of years. And what happens next? You'll feel it the moment you wake. You might not see it, but your body does. Something begins to leave quietly around the 3rd or 4th night. It's not dramatic, no sudden flush, no stomach cramps, but it's real. Ron, 70, was skeptical. He had heard about detox teas before. He didn't want any part of that. But when his wife gently insisted, he gave in. Just a small cup of warm water with 5 soaked fenugreek seeds every night before bed. By night 3, he noticed something strange. He woke up covered in sweat, not sick, not feverish, just damp. And he felt good. I thought something was wrong, he said. But then I stood up and felt clearer than I had in weeks. Over the next few days, his digestion improved. He stopped waking up with a coated tongue. Even the bags under his eyes lightened. What was happening? Fenugreek stimulates the liver and colon, 2 main detox organs, but it does it gently. No forcing, no purging, just support. The sweat? That's one of the ways the body releases toxins, through the skin. The lighter digestion? That's the gut finally clearing old residues, the better mornings. That's the nervous system responding to less internal stress. Ron described it as feeling like I was finally taking off a heavy coat I didn't know I was wearing. If you've felt weighed down, even when nothing's wrong on paper, give it a try. Because sometimes healing doesn't look like action, it looks like release. And what comes next is the quietest gift of all. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to stop interrupting what your body already knows how to do. That's what this simple bedtime ritual does. It doesn't treat one symptom. It clears the path so your body can walk itself back to balance. No loud promises, no overnight miracles, just quiet, returning. Fenugreek doesn't shout. It whispers, it reminds to digest, to rest, to let go. And if you've listened closely through these last few stories, you might feel something stirring, not in your head, but in your gut. A small trust, a gentle remembering that healing doesn't always mean doing more. Sometimes it means doing less, but doing it consistently. Robert found his mornings again. Linda reclaimed her gut. George held his coffee with steady fingers. Marie cleared her eyes. Paul softened his belly. Dorothy cleared the fog. Mike found stillness at night. Brenda felt held in sleep. Ron finally felt light. And now, it's your turn. Start tonight. Soak 5 fenugreek seeds. Pour warm water. Sit quietly as it steeps. Let your body know something new is coming. Something ancient but gentle. Drink it slowly. No expectations. Then watch. Because something might begin to leave. Something old, something heavy, something quiet. And in its place, something softer may arrive. Like clarity, like calm, like you, as you were meant to feel. Try this for 7 nights. And if it shifts even one part of your day, share it with a friend, a sister, a father, someone who deserves to feel light again. I'd love to know what you notice first. Leave a comment. And in the next video, I'll show you the one external spot on the body, the one most people miss, that deepens everything you just learned. See you there.